Hi, welcome to Rain It In. This is Rachel.
This is Matt.
We're giggling because we're bad at podcasting, but we are a podcast with two married nerds traveling
Yeah.
again and eating food and talking about fun things.
Yeah. So for the regular listeners, you probably noticed that we took most of last year off. We had a little bit of a tough year. We had a couple deaths in the family, a number of challenges we were working through. We had some solo travels, but we're back traveling again.
Together,
yeah. And where are we right now?
we're in Sweden. Not that Sweden is funny. Well, yeah, actually, Sweden's not terribly funny. It's funny to be in Sweden though because
It is funny to be in Sweden.
Oh my God, I've just not been home for so long. Anyway, yeah, we came to Sweden with my mom on a trip where she had planned to go with my stepfather. That's one of the deaths in the family, and so she still wanted to do this trip, so we came with her. So the purpose for the trip was to pick up a car test drive, visit,
Pick up, I would
adopt.
say. So anyway, Rachel's stepfather's long-term dream was to buy a Volvo from the dealer.
From the factory.
Or from the factory. And they have a special deal if you buy it from the factory where they fly you out to Sweden. They
give you 2 nights of hotel, a tour of the factory, a lunch, a dinner.
Fancy dinner.
They pick you up at the airport.
They give you the I don't know, white glove treatment.
Yeah.
And this was his dream, like from, I don't know, for a very long time.
As soon as he heard about it, I think, he bought his first Volvo new in 1990, and that car had over 500,000 miles on it.
It was just short of 500.
Was it just short of? So around 500,000 miles when he gave it away. It was still running. It was not, the interior was in rough shape.
There were only some mice in it.
Yeah. After, being around kind of like farm property, and no garage for a while. But, anyway, so he loved that car and wanted, so badly to do this and finally got the opportunity to. And so, yeah.
To honor his memory and to pick up a car that they'd put a down payment on.
Yeah, exactly. The car was still there, so and the trip was still, paid for by Volvo with the car. So, and my mom still wanted to go. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. So
Had
we
she
came
not
along,
wanted to go, we would not be here.
Yeah, we came along to support her and have some fun and do some things. So, if you want to see some pictures we've been taking, there's also some Instagram reels of trains because I'm into trains. So
Trainer.
But yeah, check us out on Instagram if you want to see some of the pictures. We haven't taken a ton, but there's some interesting ones maybe on @rainitin_podcast on Instagram or rainitin podcast with no underscore on Facebook. I think
we're
it shows
not
up
on Twitter anymore because fuck that.
Yeah, we canceled our Twitter. But what do you say we take a quick break here? We'll come back. We'll talk about our travel out to Sweden and the first leg of the trip.
Yeah, sounds good. This is our first international trip since COVID, and, kind of an unexpected one. We're really excited to be here. Sweden was definitely sort of on the general list. We're also going to Amsterdam next week. And eventually Matt will be making his way to India as well. So hopefully there will be some more podcasts forthcoming on those.
Yeah, there might be some solos coming from me. I haven't quite decided if I will, since it's sort of our podcast. But last year I recorded a couple on my own.
Yeah, we might try to record some distance podcasting.
Yeah.
We'll see with the time change and all of that. But separate from any of that, so at some point during the pandemic, when I started traveling again, I learned to love the airport lounge, and I really love an airport lounge, people. I really, really like an airport lounge.
Just because you're bougie?
It is. The first part of this is all going to be about why bougie travel is better. And this is no surprise to anyone. Like, the nicer seats are nicer.
Yeah.
But they really are nicer.
Well, part of the deal here is part of the Volvo experience is they take care of you. So Rachel and her mom had premium select seats on Delta.
Delta,
So
yeah.
it's like the business class. And also, you mentioned they picked us up at the airport. That was awfully nice.
Yeah, it
Didn't have
was.
to deal with anything. And but yeah, getting fancy seats. So we
So,
splurged and upgraded me. But I mean, that's it's a pretty penny. It's not. We got my seats pretty early, so it was pretty
Yeah.
good.
And I mean, unsurprisingly, perhaps, like, premium travel time to Sweden is not January. So tickets are cheaper, hotels are cheaper. I think food and drink is the same cost, which is expensive. But, like, tickets were not expensive really at all. I mean, especially for coach, once we added on the premium select, it still wasn't bad.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this is not a travel hacking
Oh,
podcast.
gosh, no.
We don't know how to do all of those things. I mean, we kind of do, but we don't maximize
No.
it. We don't travel enough for that. But, if you have fancy credit cards, well, I'll say I did sign up for a new credit card in part to get some lounge access, which we didn't use yet.
Right.
And, Rachel has a credit card that gives her lounge access to Delta. I have a credit card that gives me discounted access to Delta. So if I'm there long enough, it's worth it. Because if I'm sitting in an airport for an hour and a half, I'm going to have a beer or two and maybe dinner. And at that point, it's, $40. So might as well sit in a quiet spot without that and have 3 drinks.
Right.
And a bunch of random food.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a stressy flyer, and, like, sitting in a place that's not full of announcements and people running back and forth
And CNN
and
TV
CNN
blaring about.
TV and all of that, like, it makes such a huge difference for my overall stress level and I do travel enough that paying for the card is worth it. If I only traveled once a year, it wouldn't be. But anyway, we met my mom. My mom flew from Colorado. She met us in the Atlanta airport. We all went to the airport lounge. We had some sparkling wine. I had a minor annoyance freak out about stupid shit that doesn't matter. But that's been my only real freak out of the trip so far, I think.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is you've had a much harder time with jet lag than you have in the past.
Yeah, I think I'm just really tired. It's been a long few months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely have had more jet lag and more, like, adjusting to sleeping issues than I normally do. Mm-hmm. And it's left me occasionally slightly short-tempered. I'm also, tracking a couple of different people, which I usually don't when I travel. Right. I'm keeping track of you. I'm keeping track of my mom. Like, how do people travel with children? How do people travel with children?
I don't know. Why do people have children? What?
Why? Just, what even? What even would it be like?
I'm sure you have your own tricks. You figure things out.
It's true.
But yeah, so we flew in, we landed, we went from Atlanta to the wonderful Charles de Gaulle Airport, which I'm sure has nice aspects to it. We were in one of the fancy glass terminals a couple of years ago, well, 5 years ago or something. And
let's go with maybe 10.
No, it was sooner than that. Maybe, I don't know. I was leaving free art there, so it had to have been later than 10.
Where the fuck were we flying from?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Our trip through Charles de Gaulle this time was a lot of walking.
Yeah, we had to walk a bunch.
A lot of walking.
We took a train, then we took a bus, then we took another bus.
We took a train. We took a train. We went through security again. We took a bus.
Then we waited around a terminal.
We waited around a little tiny terminal. And then from that terminal, we took a bus to another plane.
Yeah.
We also took that bus with a sports team from Canada. And I was just like, what sport do we think these people play? We don't ask people like normal humans. Matt and I just text back and forth, speculating instead of like just asking someone. So we speculated back and forth for a while until Matt had some internet access and and Googled it.
I think you Googled it, because I just told
Okay.
you the name. And then later on you told
yeah.
me that they were synchronized figure skating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even just figure skating, synchronized figure skating. So,
They were also coming to Sweden.
Gothenburg.
Yeah, so we all flew into Gothenburg.
Gothenburg is where the Volvo factory is.
Yeah.
So
Second biggest city in Sweden.
Yeah, it's about 3 hours by high speed train from Stockholm.
Yeah.
It's on the west side of the country, and Stockholm's on the east side of the country. Both of them on the southern end, because it gets real cold, I think, up on the northern end and dark.
Yeah. And we didn't really do a lot in Gothenburg. I felt like we were there for quite a while, partly because we were like reacclimating to sleep. But, well, one full day was Volvo tourism.
Yeah.
Effectively.
And I mean, we were not the only people on the Volvo tour. I mean, people had specifically driven out to this place to do the Volvo tour. So it certainly wasn't like, I don't know. That is a thing that people do as a tourist in Gothenburg, right? Is go to Volvo.
I'm still surprised. Like the Volvo overseas delivery program, like as far as your mom has let on, she's paid like the normal price. She said she's also been kind of surprised, like, because she said, well, you might have been able to negotiate something off the MSRP if you bought it local. But so it's not a program for someone who wants a car soon, because there's a number of levels of waiting. The first one is you have to like apply to get into the program and then get accepted and who knows how long that'll take. They got in really quick.
Right, because they wanted a car that wasn't the most in demand. And they were willing to come in January. Because with the program, you can stay with this car for up to 3 weeks and drive around Europe, which is great. But
most people don't want to do that in January.
Right. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. And I mean, obviously with Matt and I, like, we only have so much time we can take because we have jobs. Shout out to Charlie Bennett, the very kind librarian that is covering several of my classes and teaching
podcasting,
teaching students how to podcast. His podcast, Super Context, is super great, even though it's not.
It's a little defunct.
It's not still putting out episodes, but he also does. He does a library podcast on 21st Century Libraries. Anyway,
You'll have to think about that one.
I will.
Sorry, Charlie, that we didn't remember the name. But yeah, so they like picked us up in the morning for. Oh well, we got to talk about the hotel breakfast at this place.
Oh yeah, it's bonkers.
Clarion Hotel Post in Gothenburg is where
Volvo put us up. Well, they paid for one room, and we did have 2 rooms because there's 3 of us. But yeah, if you do the program, they pay for 2 nights of hotel and 1 dinner at this place. And it's the former post office in the center of town. It's a really lovely building. And then there's this insane breakfast
buffet thing. Yeah, I think there was like at least 5 or 6 types of herring, plus 2 kinds of gravlax. And it was, and then all sorts of other stuff. There was like 3 food bars. One that was all just like fruit and granolas and cereals and yogurts, and one that was all meats and cheeses and fishes, and one
there was
that
a whole
all
table of
bread.
bread. There's an entire table of bread. Like, and you think like, okay, I mean, a table can be a variety of sizes.
Yeah,
it
this
was
is
like
big.
the size of a twin bed.
What are you talking about? I was going to say it was 2 queen size beds side to side. It was big.
It was big.
Yeah. Or not side to side, front to back or whatever.
Okay.
It was,
Our bread.
it was 2-sided.
Our bed.
It wasn't quite as that
bed
wide
bread.
Bed bread.
We're bed bread measurers now.
I could tell you were measuring the bed when you looked at it. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's a twin size bed, but it's twice as long for sure. Because there were crackers and breads you could cut, rolls,
cheeses you could cut.
There were also cheeses with the bread, more cheeses, and then there was like a hot bar with like sausages and bacon and eggs, and it was just so many things.
Yep.
It was all sorts of different juices.
Yeah, there were like fruit soups that I never tried.
Fruit soups. I meant to try the fruit soups the last day.
I got intimidated by the fruit soups.
Anyway.
Oh my.
But the Volvo thing, because I do want to talk about how cool it was, mostly because, like, we got there, the driver picked us up, we get dropped to the factory, and we
get dropped at the visitor center.
Visitor center, yeah. But we had a private tour of the new car. An hour and a half he took to walk us through, like, every feature on the car, including dialing it in for your mom while we were there.
Yeah.
That you could, like, set how high the hatch opens on the trunk.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I mean, yeah, this car has all kinds of, I don't even want to call them bells and whistles, all kinds of, like, logical things.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, you can make the trunk not open higher than you can reach.
Yeah. And you can easily set it.
Yeah.
So he would just, like, help. Bo was the guy's name. He deserves a shout out. He was so nice.
He was.
And patient with all of our questions. And then, we got to drive it around a little bit. We got lunch while we were there. And so even though they were only paid for one room, they accommodated 3 meals.
Yeah.
3 lunches and then also 3 dinners at Marcus Samuelson's restaurant.
Yeah, Norda. Yeah. Norda was in the Clarion Post Hotel.
Yeah. The food was really good. The service, they were having trouble that night, but
they were, for sure.
Won't hold it against them.
The wine was good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wine was definitely good.
What else did we do in Gothenburg, though? We went for a little walk.
We did.
One day.
We walked to their, like, main market, and just looked at all the meat and cheese, basically, that you can buy. And we
wandered around the shopping district.
I
don't know, just a little bit of walk. We were only there for like 2.5 days.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I was pretty jet lagged. I mean, I will say the Volvo tour was cool.
Oh, right, Volvo tour, yeah.
There were a bunch of people on it, like I said, that had come there that had not come to buy a car.
It's almost 2 kilometers long, and they drive you in a little truck all the way down it, all the way back.
Tram.
Talk about all the things, yeah.
It's like, you know, when you're at the zoo as a kid, they put you in that thing that's like kind of like a train. It's also kind of like a car. It was like that.
Yeah.
Except for bigger and through a car factory instead of through a zoo.
Yeah, yeah. There was some wild looking stuff, though. I was really impressed that they, like, build the whole bottom side of the car with the engine on it, on the chassis, with all the shocks and wheels, and then they drop the lid on, and they marry the two, and then it can become a car.
Yeah, so we saw all the parts, not the painting area, because you have to wear all kinds of protective gear. Yeah, dust free stuff. But I also fell asleep
a couple times,
a wide variety of times on that tour. I mean, it was like long. How long was it?
It's like an hour.
An hour, yeah.
Actually, no, they picked us up at 1 and they returned us at 3. And it was like a 10-minute drive. So it was over an hour.
Yeah.
It was almost like hour and a half, I'd probably say.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was an hour and a half explanation of a car factory, which is good. But also, it was warm and I was very tired and jet lagged and I fell asleep a whole lot.
Yeah. And then while we were in Gothenburg, the day we took a walk around the city, we also took the train up to, you're going to say it?
Alingsås.
Right? Yeah. And, we'll talk about trains and Alingsås after sauce.
Alingsås, yeah.
After the break.
Mm-hmm.
So can we talk a second about this being season 5? I know season 4 was like only 4 episodes long, but
season 4 was a little bit of a dud.
We've been doing this for 5 years. We did this
2022
through the pandemic.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stretched ourselves.
I know. If you've made it this far, thanks.
Yeah,
You're listening. I know. Go back to listen to some of our other episodes too. Like the Japan ones are particularly good. Those are some of our early ones. There's lots of awesome stories there.
Yeah, the Japan ones are good. I mean, and there's a variety of fun other things.
Yeah,
if you like games, I still think our games ones are good from the pandemic.
We got some games on. We were covering all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But what about Alingsås?
Yeah. So there's this tradition in Sweden called fika, which is like a coffee and dessert afternoon thing. And so my mom had learned about it. I knew nothing about Sweden, and my mom had done a bunch of this research.
We know plenty about Peter, Bjorn and John,
right,
and Swedish music,
right. But like, I hadn't and again, I hadn't really expected to be here. So my mom had done this research and she wanted to go to this town that's known for its fika restaurants. So it's coffee and it's not just a dessert, but like a series of desserts that you eat.
We failed. We only had one dessert ultimately. We had it twice.
But that's because we bought like a whole cake.
Yeah.
Had we not bought a whole cake, we would have done, I think, a couple
Something else.
of things. Well, and now that I saw the people next to us were going back and ordering a different round of desserts. So it wasn't like you had to pay for it all at once, right?
Yeah.
You could be like, oh, now that I've had this, I want that.
Yeah.
Now that I know that, so this is a fika tip for you. You can order your coffee and you can order your first dessert. And then when you're ready, you can go back and get your second dessert.
Yeah.
And so forth. I think 2 or 3 is pretty normal.
Anybody who's watched British Bake Off recently or the Great British Baking Show, one of the technical challenges last year before?
I feel like it was a couple years ago,
maybe, was a princess cake. And it's giant. It's basically this giant green bun /
Well, it's not really a bun, but it looks like a bun.
Yeah.
It's covered in marzipan. It's smooth, light green marzipan.
Yeah, but it's layers of cake and whipped cream and custard and potentially raspberry jam.
It's a lot of whipped cream, which
Yeah.
is I hugely approve of.
Yeah. But it's bouncy and sweet, but not too sweet, and fluffy.
It's not super heavy because so much of it is whipped cream, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not that cream itself is light, but I guess once you whip it, it is. That's the whole idea.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but we got to the town. We wandered around a little bit. Cute little town. We got some lunch.
We had lunch at a nice Italian place.
Yeah.
It was full of people having a good time.
We should also interject here. Our Swedish is nearly non-existent.
Mine is still non-existent. I know one word, which is thank you.
Yeah.
Talk. That's
And
all.
I've been trying to learn a little bit. I've been boning up on my Duolingo to keep my streak going.
I will say,
I'm trying to learn a couple things.
I'm purposefully not walking up and saying, like, hey, which, okay, I also know how to say.
You realize you're saying that, though, but, like, that's what we do in other places, is you do present yourself trying to speak a little bit, and then...
Well, but also, those places I do think I know a little bit, but, like...
Yeah.
Sweden is the only place where everyone just speaks to you in Swedish as though, like, yep, you clearly seem Swedish. So,
and then you're like, and then they just start talking to you in, like, almost flawless English.
Right.
Or entirely flawless English.
Or sometimes, like, not great English, and that's fine. But I feel like if I go up to them and I feel like it's a little bit of a bait and switch if I, like, try to greet them in Swedish and then I'm like, oh, sorry. So I've been specifically being like, hello, or whatever, so that they're not caught off guard, right? They don't have to be like, oh, I just said a whole sentence to you in Swedish and now I have to say it again.
No, because they will just talk a fair amount, which is funny because we were talking about how they don't like particularly seem. What was the word your mom used, which I think was a good one? I don't know. You don't remember what she said? Mm-mm. They're not demonstrative.
Oh, right.
Because everyone's been very friendly.
Yeah.
But not chatty.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they will just deliver a full, long sentence all at once. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh. And then they're like... Yeah, say it again.
Which again, I have been just trying to signal, like, hey, I only speak English. So, which is not a thing that I've done in other countries. But I think, well, like, in Japan, no one thinks that you speak Japanese because you're white. Like, I feel like in Prague when we were there, like, we were in such a touristy part of the town that, like, even when you ordered or whatever, like, I don't know, they could probably tell from our prosems or dequis that we weren't native speakers, right? Like, I don't know. For some reason, I just sort of, like, surrendered to being like, listen.
You're just going to be an American tourist?
I mean, I am. I'm just going to try to signal, like, hey, I don't speak Swedish.
Yeah.
I wish I did. Or at least some, hey.
I know. Well, that's the part that makes me a little oddly uncomfortable is hey is the casual hi.
Right.
And thank you
HEJ.
is just talk.
Right.
And they're both so curt sounding. So they do say a lot of hey, hey. And sometimes we'll get a talk, but like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I've been corrected in the past for saying "hey" to people in the U.S.
That's funny.
because it's a little curt,
Right.
And so, but anyway, the people have been lovely, very nice, very helpful,
absolutely.
kind, amazing English speaking, and but yeah. So we wandered around this little town, and the guy there didn't speak a lot of English at the Italian restaurant, but it was more like the normal restaurant-y sort of thing, some
it was
pantomiming and pointing at things, and
this is meat, this is fish, this is whatever.
So
So
some of those you can tell, right? Fisk is easy enough to tell what it says, and it's also like meat. Well, I don't know if that one said meat. It might have just said meat on that one too. But it's been going well. The little town though, we ate some cake. We got the princess cake, and a lot of places you could just get it by the slice, or they'd have little, like, not wedges, almost like it was like a roulade instead of the full round. But they were out of the small ones, so we just ordered a full one.
Yep. I mean, it was 2 slices of cake per person,
And
just a
smaller ones.
lot. But also keep in mind that it's 70% whipped cream,
Yeah.
so it was a lot of whipped cream. It was very good. I don't know
No, we've just been eating and eating.
how much I'm going to weigh
trip.
when I get home,
Yeah.
but it's going to be more than when I started.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's what happens on vacation.
But we took the train up there both ways. It was pretty easy. We were gonna drive
Oh yeah, we thought about driving the
because
Volvo.
we had the car, but we were there for the tour and everything, and the pickup. We drove it around a little bit. We kind of drove it down to the Volvo Museum and just like tooled around the parking area, tried out, dialed some things in, but it was like the weather was pretty dreary.
It was.
That day. And the next day was potentially supposed to be icy.
Traffic is confusing
Yeah.
in Sweden. I don't understand it.
It was totally fine where we were, but when we were in the city center,
Yeah.
I had no idea. There was like no traffic lights,
Right.
but there was like 6-lane intersections, and people seemed to know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And trams driving through those same intersections.
Yeah,
What?
driving on the same tracks as the tram just seems confusing.
Yeah.
Like once you're used to it, I'm sure it's totally fine. But yeah,
So
it
we
was just
decided
like-
to avoid it, especially because it was going to take us an hour to drive to Alingsås, which I'm sure we're still saying wrong, or it was going to take 35 minutes on the train. And it was like, why don't we just take the train?
Yeah, and the train was nice. It was
Yeah.
easy. It was a short walk from the train station to downtown, and it was honestly less touristy than I expected. I was thinking that it would be more.
Yeah. It might be more of like we're off season.
That's true.
It's probably, because there were a lot of people on the train with us. Not a ton, but a fair number. That also just seemed like they were also there to shop. So I think it's probably like local tourism.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, but
did
like
a
no
lot
English
of
menu
walking.
at either place that we were at.
No, which I mean, just point at a cake.
Or easy enough, right? But plenty of the places here in Stockholm and in Gothenburg, you went
Right.
and it was like Swedish and English together.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so again, pointing to it's not like super touristy for
As much, right?
for non-Swedes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it's popular.
We also saw those cool birds. We never figured out what they were.
Yeah,
They
they're
were sort
black. They've got orange
gray
bellies.
and black and weird colors.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we wrapped up. Today we were going to go for a little bit more of a walk around Gothenburg, and instead dealt with trying to rebook a train that had been canceled, and they hadn't informed us that it had been canceled. So
Which was
unfortunately, we
weird,
were able to
yeah.
get onto another train about the same time.
I booked through Rail Ninja, and it was pretty easy, but they didn't follow up to let me know that the train had been canceled, so I would maybe not recommend that service.
Book direct.
Yeah.
We went with SJ,
Yeah.
but there's also the
MTX? MRX?
MRTX. It's
MRTX.
4 letters.
Okay.
Which is supposedly the best train line in Sweden, so I would probably go with them next time.
I mean, but the SJ was,
Fine.
it was, I don't know, it was nice. It was smooth. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
there were no
except for the
problems.
fact that the train got canceled.
But I don't know if that was SJ's fault or if it was the fault of...
But when I went to pick up the tickets,
Yeah, that is
it
confusing.
still gave me tickets for a train that didn't exist.
Well, that's true.
Instead of being like, this train has been canceled.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point.
Which would have also made me panic, but at least
Right.
we found out early, and then we took the train. I think it was 3.5 hours. Most of it, we mostly slept. And then
We were
ended
in
up
a quiet
Stockholm.
car, so there wasn't a whole lot of other options.
Yeah,
I mean,
Stockholm. Oh, yeah.
besides, like, reading or whatever, but
Right,
you
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
chat.
Well, it was also what they booked us on, so.
Right.
The Stockholm's quite a bit different than Gothenburg.
It is, for sure. It feels, I mean, especially, we came into the central station, and we're staying right by the central station, so everywhere we've been is...
We also left from the central station.
That's
in
true.
Gothenburg.
That's true. But yeah, it definitely is, like, there's clearly a lot more tourists, there's a lot more people with luggage.
Yeah. Much more metropolitan feeling, less
Yeah.
industrial feeling.
Yeah.
The streets here are also bonkers in their own way. There's like streets on top of streets in
There
part
are.
of where we were. We got a little bit lost trying to find a bar that was closed for 2 months for the holiday season.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly. But yeah, got some chill dinner, got some beers at a Laughing Duck place, right?
Yep. Yep. Laughing Duck bar and restaurant, I think.
Yeah, we got 2.5 more days here, right?
We do. So tomorrow's going to be some museums. Sunday's going to be some boat tour.
Yeah.
And then Monday's going to be some walking and then airport.
Yeah, and then next stop is we're going to be going to Amsterdam, meeting a family friend down there who's coming up from Spain, and then we'll see when our next podcast is.
We'll probably try to do one Monday or Tuesday after we get done with Stockholm.
Okay.
So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. We're very tired
Yeah, welcome back.
and out of practice, but we'll be perkier and more charming next time.
I'm going to hold you to that. All right, thanks everybody.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Rain It In, Matt and Rachel. You can check us out on Instagram at rainedin_podcast or Facebook at rainedinpodcast. We encourage you to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app, or you can listen direct at anchor.fm/rainedin. Thanks again for listening. Have a great day.